I've always been captivated by the story of God and the person of Jesus. I started to realize that there was nothing else in life that I could ever imagine doing than simply telling people about the gospel and the good news. I was away at a youth conference when I was 16 and had the start of a life-changing moment, but not in the typical youth conference way. At night, I found myself unable to sleep. I just felt off. I had this tightness in my stomach. And I chalked it up to maybe some bad pizza and one too many Red Bulls, but the next night was the same experience. And I went back and forth to the hospital a few times. They kept sending me home saying it was simply a flu. One morning, I woke up confused and frustrated at what was happening in my body. When I went to get out of bed, I couldn't move. I was completely paralyzed from the pain. We rushed back to the hospital and they finally admitted me into care. I was in the hospital for about 5 days, and on the 5th day, a nurse came into my room and said, "You know what? I think I just want to listen to Bryce's abdomen." She leaned over to listen and her face went blank. I remember seeing panic in her eyes. She ran out of the room yelling for a doctor. Next thing I knew, there was a couple of doctors and nurses in my room, and they told my parents, "Hey, you have 45 minutes to go home and get whatever you need, but we're flying you to BC Children's Hospital." When I landed in Vancouver, there were dozens of medical staff waiting for me. The best way I can describe the atmosphere would be chaos. I had developed a severe bowel blockage and an abscess among some other complications, and my life was in the balance. I remember feeling mad at God. I remember thinking, why is this happening to me? I've surrendered my whole life to you. And suddenly it was like my vision went blurry. I remember seeing this gold sky and this large gate, and then this figure stepped into frame, so to speak. And I just heard this voice so loud and clear. It drowned out all the noise around me. I heard, "I have not forsaken you. I will heal and restore you, and it will be for my glory." That moment felt like slow motion. There was chaos around me, but the peace that I felt was unexplainable. I remember one day a nurse came in to check on me, and she walked in and she stopped in her tracks at the door of my room. Kind of confused, we asked, "Is everything okay?" And she said, "I don't know, I've never felt anything like this before." I know that day she encountered God in a way that she'll never forget. Although there was significant pain, God had purpose. Seeing the power of God on display cemented the conviction and calling to be a pastor and to tell people about the amazing story of God. Henry Nouwen says that pastoral ministry means the ongoing attempt to put one's own search for God, with all of the moments of pain, joy, and despair, at the disposal of those who want to join the search but don't know how. That truth and conviction is what has led us in pastoral ministry and led us to CLA 5 years ago. I deeply believe in our mission of joining God and transforming lives, because I know that my life is a testament to the transformative power of God. As we've dreamed about how we can reach more people with the life-giving message of Jesus, CLA has had a vision to plant a new campus location in Abbotsford. And my wife, Rochelle, and I have felt God grip our hearts with this vision in a way that we couldn't escape. As we've prayed and sought the heart of God, we have sensed a strong leading from the Lord to step out in faith. And today I'm excited to share that Rochelle and I have said yes to launching our new Abbotsford campus this fall. Abbotsford is the hub of the Fraser Valley. It's the center of the region. With a vision to continue to grow and cultivate a vibrant city, Abbotsford is in the process of significant development and community plans. Some of those plans are to expand and develop East Abbotsford. This long-term plan would allow for the development of a new central hub in the area. They're planning to build up to 10,000 new housing units, and they're projecting a growth of upwards to 30,000 people. This area will be filled with young families, new Canadians, and so many other diverse people groups. And as a church, we see the opportunity to reach 30,000 people with the good news of the gospel through our mission of gather, grow, serve, and go, to intersect the expanding city with the expanding kingdom of God. This city has a vision that there would be human flourishing in Abbotsford, but we know that there can't be true flourishing without the local church. We are convinced that God's church doesn't have a mission, but that God's mission has a church. A people gripped by the gospel to be sent into every corner of the earth to tell the story. The people of God participating in the kingdom of God in a particular place to see on earth as in heaven. Jesus said that I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. And he commanded us to share that invitation. And I believe that one of the most relevant forms of sharing the gospel is simply around a table of food with coworkers, neighbors, and friends. If we could simply catch a glimpse of what it means to follow Jesus and join God in transformation, that our lives in the city of Abbotsford will truly be transformed from the inside out. That we will see a glimpse on earth in Abbotsford as in heaven. We're going to start to gather a team, a core group of committed people, and continue to gather resources to launch this campus strong. But most importantly, we need to pray, because it's God who built his church. It's his Spirit that's the guide. And our responsibility is not to come up with good thinking, but to discern and follow his good plans. I want to let you know that our first vision gathering is happening on Sunday, April 14th. If you are compelled at all to be a part of the new thing that God is doing in the city of Abbotsford, I want to invite you to come out. I can't wait to share more of the vision in our hearts and how together we can join God in bringing transformation to Abbotsford.